Hello, my loves, and welcome to Create Your Life. My name is Simone Leah, and I am your host. And I'm so excited to be with you guys here today. Today, we're going to be talking about planning your event, whatever event that is. Could be a masterclass, could be an online event, could be anything, really. It could be a mastermind, it could be a physical event that you're running. So I wanted to take the time to talk to you guys about how to really set the stage for that event so you can attract in the right clients to you to come to that event, because obviously we want to have the people that we're aligned with and who are aligning with us to turn up and enjoy what we're offering. So let's dive into this one today. So the first thing that I would do if I was going to be running an event is I would look at who my target audience is. As a business owner, that is obviously a very important thing. You're running this event so that you can have your ideal clients show up, have the people that you're in alignment with show up. So knowing who that is, that's very important. And knowing what it is that they want or that will help them, that's going to help you to align those and attract those ideal clients in. So for example, if your ideal clients are, say, women who are in their 20s to 30s and they're interested in fashion and shoes and all of that sort of stuff, and you decide to run an event on buying a car, they may not necessarily align with that because that might not be what they want to do. That might not be where they're at, or, that sort of thing. Whereas if that's your target audience, you could find that there's something else that might be more in alignment with them to do with being in fashion and things like that. It was a terrible example. I'm sorry. But you understand what I'm saying, guys, is that knowing who your audience is and knowing who you actually want to work with and who is your target market, that's going to help you design the event that's going to actually suit them, suit the people that you want to work with. It's going to help them to really connect with you. It's going to help them to really get an understanding of who you are, and it's going to help them in the information that you're teaching. So understanding who these people are is the main thing in running an online event. Now, from there, you're going to start planning. So if you're looking at running an online event, how long is the ideal event for that target audience? If you're running a workshop, is 1 hour enough or is 2 hours enough? If you're running an online summit, is 1 day enough or 5 days? Look at what will suit that ideal audience and add value to them, because they are your target audience. They are the people you want to add value to. And when you've done that, the next thing I would do is start breaking down the event. What's this event going to look like? You know who your target market is. You know how long this event's going to go for and what it's about. What does it look like? Are you doing PowerPoint presentation? Are you doing interviews with other people? Like, what does this event look like that people can connect with you on and can connect with? What is this event that you're running? So I think that's super important, is to sit down and plan. Honestly, guys, if I was running an event, I'd get out an A4 book and I would start literally brainstorming all of this stuff from the start. 1, ideal audience. 2, 5 topics that I could talk to about my ideal audience in a 1-hour workshop. 3, what will my audience get the most value out of those 5 topics that I've brainstormed? Sit down and don't just go with your first idea. I highly recommend brainstorming. In fact, I'd probably do anywhere from 5 to 10 topics, because once you get into the flow of the first 3-ish, 3 or 4, then more topics are going to flow through, and you might find that it's the 6th topic you think of that's the most in alignment for you and your audience. So brainstorm these things on a piece of paper and then start looking at how you're going to break this down. What's it going to look like? How are you going to do it? What is this 1-hour workshop going to look like? What's it going to say? What are your key points that you're going to be bringing it up? How's the breakdown of that hour going to work? How are you going to run this? How are you going to advertise it? I would really start to get a really beautiful, clear idea of what it is you're trying to do and put it on paper so that you can really plan this event out properly. Because the more you can plan this event, the more that you can align with this event, the more that you can think about and feel into and create this event, the more that's going to come to life, the more that that's going to just show up and be the way you want it to be. And the more that you start to plan that sort of stuff and get a really clear idea about it, the more ideas you're going to have in relation to the marketing of it, because you're going to have a more clearer picture of what you're doing and therefore how to speak about it, if that makes sense. So you're going to have a clearer idea of what the marketing should look like, what the marketing should say, Are you going to be selling this event or sharing this event with your current audience? Or are you going to be using advertising to do that? And what do you need to do to reach out to those people that you want to advertise to? Creating and planning an event can be as simple as creating something that's in alignment for you and in alignment with your audience. It can be as simple as sharing something that's really interesting to you and is really interesting to your audience. A lot of the times, I don't think about some of the stuff that's naturally easy to me. I literally don't even think about it. So it doesn't even occur to me to share that with people. And I will share things without even realizing. And people come up to me and thank me and tell me that I've changed their life. When you are planning this event, plan it for fun. Like, plan the funnest version of this event that you can plan for yourself, because everybody else is going to feel that joy. And everybody else is going to connect with that joy and that vibration that you're putting out there. And you're going to have a much more successful time if you're planning this event with your end result in mind and making it as fun as possible for yourself along the way. Now, I want to make sure I'm giving you guys enough practical tips here. So after we've done the planning for the event, we're obviously going to be doing a to-do list of what needs to happen first. And I wouldn't overcomplicate this. I would make it clear, but not overwhelming. You know, you can even break it down into daily tasks that might take a little bit more time than you think, but that are more manageable for you. You know what I mean? So you might have a task of figure out branding, or you might have 5 tasks of figure out branding for option 1, figure out branding for option 2, figure out branding for option 3. And by having 5 tasks there, you might find that to be quite overwhelming. Whereas where you just have that one task of figure out branding, that might feel more achievable to you. So don't overdo the to-do list too much, but make sure that you've got everything in there so that you can clearly plan your event and the timeline. Now, that's another thing. I would definitely make sure that you're ready for your event a week before you do it. Now, if you're talking about an online summit with multiple speakers, say anything over 15 speakers, I would literally have that event done 3 to 4 weeks before you actually run the event. But if you're just talking about a 1-hour masterclass, just make sure you've got everything done a week before, so that if anything comes up, any sort of issues, that sort of thing, you've got that week to fix them and to deal with that. But another thing you've got to remember is that you need to advertise this event. So making sure that everything's organized and ready, you need to have space there to be able to advertise that event. You know, you can't have the event ready the day before and try and market it in that 24 hours, unless you've got a huge following or a huge audience already. But you really want to be making sure that all your marketing and all of that sort of materials, they're all ready 2 weeks before, they're all ready 3 weeks before, that you're doing this masterclass and sharing this information with as many people as you can, and allowing yourself that freedom to be able to do that weeks and weeks before, so that you can build a list and build an audience of people who are ready to be there and ready to hear about it. Now, I wouldn't necessarily advertise any more than 2 weeks out, you know, unless it's an online summit. Again, if it's an online summit, you'd want to advertise 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, maybe. 4 weeks is a maybe. That's a very long time for people to book into. But 3 weeks, if you're going to be doing paid advertising, is pretty good. If you're doing an online masterclass, I would say 2 weeks max to fill spots, because I think most of the time people are going to see it and then they're just going to like forget about it. You know what I mean? Like they'll apply and then 2 weeks later they're on to something else. So with an online event, like a workshop or some sort of masterclass, you're really only going to want to be advertising that for a week to 10 days to try and just be in people's minds, be in people's forefronts, and keep advertising that event on your socials so that they keep seeing you and that you keep popping up there and reminding them the event is on. That way you're in the forefront of their mind. Drop them information that's going to help them with the event, you know, in your socials. Share little bits from the event, like little bits that you're going to expand on in the event, just to give them a taste of what's coming. And I think that these little things are going to help so much when it actually comes to the day, because you've got all this stuff prepared from when you were planning the masterclass in the first place. So it's going to help people to know what to expect from you when you're there. Planning an event, it should be fun, it should be joyful, and it should be with your end person in mind, your end client. So I really hope that you guys have taken a lot of value out of this. I hope that you've written notes. I hope that this has made it clearer to you on some ways that you can actually plan your events in a way that's going to be systemized and easy for you, but also bring you and your audience the most joy. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I would love it if you want to leave me a comment or share this video or get in touch with me in any way. I'd really love to hear from you. So guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.